Hey, Zakk.
Nando, what are you doing, buddy? What's
I'm
happening,
fine.
man?
How are you, man?
I'm doing great, brother. I got Valhalla Java. I'm talking to you. Life's good, man.
Fantastic. I'm talking to Jeffrey Philip Wieland,
Oh, yes.
also
Oh, yes.
also known as Zakk Wylde, one of the fucking greatest guitar players of all time, man.
Thank you. I'm also known as Barbie Wilde's professional dog walker. That's what I'm also known as well.
Is this a new profession that you took since the pandemic started, or
Yes,
is it longer?
yes, it is. Yes, it is. I've been making some allowance money on the side, and I've been enjoying it, getting some cardio in. It's very good. It's very good.
It's good for you, man. How have you been? How's the family?
Everybody's doing great. I mean, actually, like you said, during the pandemic, it was nice to actually spend some time at home, walking the dogs, picking up Sabatini from school, bringing them to G Condo, just actually having some quality family time at home. So, definitely nice, man.
Yeah,
so
but it was out of it.
Yeah, without a doubt, man. You know what I mean? So, but it was great. We did those 3 shows, I guess at Sturgis, the one in Montana and the one with the Virginia chapter, the festival. So it was great seeing everybody. And then it was, seeing the Doom crew and then, and just seeing the crowds and just everybody having a good time, so it was definitely great. So like I said, I'm looking forward to when we go out in October and November, with the Obituary fellas and the Prom guys with Tommy and the guys. So looking forward to that. And it's been a while. I mean, it was weird when we did the shows. It seemed like it's almost been 20 months since we did the shows. And it just seemed like we went home for 2 weeks and we started again. It's crazy.
Was it something like any comparison to the first years of your career, the excitement of being on stage again? Was it somehow related to the first gigs you did in your life?
Yeah, I mean, it was actually kind of funny because like as soon as we got going, I'm looking at you, you're looking at me, and I'm like going, didn't we just do this like 2 weeks ago? You know what I mean? So yeah, then it just seemed like, in the blink of an eye. So, but no, it felt great to be up there playing again, though, man, for sure.
Yeah, it's great to hear that. And I just heard your amazing new album, Doom Crew Wink, and I love it, man. It's fantastic. How was the production of the album, and how did this crazy period of the pandemic affect it?
Well, I mean, I as far as like Zakk, during the pandemic, did you do anything? Did you write? Was it reflective or what? No, I mean, the writing to me on this one, kind of like with No More Tears, it's like, it was no different than No Rest for the Wicked. It was just a continuation and like, all right, look at what we found over here. You know what I mean? So, not that we did anything different or miraculous, it depends on what side of the bed you wake up on or you get inspired, whatever you get inspired by. You know what I mean? And it's just like, and that's the fun thing of writing, and because you never know what you're gonna find, the next time out. So, it's just that's what the excitement is, and the fun thing is of doing new records. But no, I just wrote all this stuff. But I mean, what we did different this time, I literally recorded all the guitar parts. Me and Father Adam, we just recorded all my guitar parts, like you hear, like Set You Free. It's just, I did all that was done before the guys came out, and it was done to like a click track. So this way, when Jeff and JD got out to the Vatican, all they had to do was it was like, all right, Jeffy, here, this one, check out this, let's play this riff right here. So Jeffy's listening to Set You Free going, all right, well, I guess the pre-chorus, I'll play halftime in this, and then this is the chorus part. This is the solo, what he's like, all right, let me listen to it a couple of times. Plays air drums. And he's like, all right, let me go record it. So Jeff plays like 2 or 3 times until he's happy. And he's like, all right, good, done. Next song. Jeff must have been done with the whole record in a couple of days. You know what I mean? So he just gets what he's happy with. And then JD does his magic, and then everybody goes home. And then me and Adam do the vocals. And then once I'm done with the vocals, then it's almost kind of like the picture is painted. And then I'll put the solos on, which are basically the frame of the painting. Because then this way I can hear what the song is, and then I can feel what I want on a solo. So, and then, as far as having Dario on the record now, because it's just been, for me, it's just it's an extension on where we're at right now of the live shows. Because when I'm playing piano, Dario's playing guitar, and then I'd get him more involved as far as like playing solos on Stillborn, on Suicide Messiah, like older songs. And then we go out in the crowd and take drink orders and do dueling banjos. So that's like an extension on the record where we go back and forth with the solos. So, I just sent, when we got done with it and we extended the solos, I was just like, Dario, why don't you, I'm going to solo here, you solo here, and then I'll solo, then you, and then we'll end up together or whatever. And we just sent it to Dario with his studio in Vegas, the Dark Chapel over there. And he just knocked it out. We just sent him the song and he just knocked it right out. It was just like, all right, Zakk, no problem. But yeah, and that was it. Then JD'd come back out and we mixed the record, and I'd, go to do a little taste test and go bring the kick drum up here, bring a little of that down or what, and then we listen back to it and it's done. Then we, box up the Black Label Flavor Country donuts and ship them out.
And about your writing method, do you prefer to bring the ideas to jam with the band, or how's the process? Or you take the whole song, you have discipline enough to write songs by yourself, and then you take it everything already 100% done to show it to the band?
Oh no, it's just, it's done. I'll record it. I'll lay it down and track it, and it's done. Because the way I write, I'll write from beginning, middle, end. I'll just finish it right there in one sitting. You know what I mean? And see where I want to go with it. So it's just like, but and then with the songs, you try and keep them as simple as possible, man. You know what I mean? For this stuff. So, there's an art to that as well. But simplicity. But we just record it. I don't write like that. I don't write like, like I have a bit piece sitting over here and then I had a bit I'll put to this. I just usually sit down, boom, beginning, middle, and finish the whole thing. So, but that's what we do it. Love Rain Down on the record, the piano ballad. That song. Thanks, bro. I wrote that about my mother, right? when she passed away. So that song was sitting around since No More Tears.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I wrote that 30 years ago. So and finally we put the piano version on Stronger Than Death. We had the heavy version of it, but it was originally written on piano. So, and then also Farewell Ballad. I ended up doing that at like Guitar Techniques magazine, just as a backing track for me to solo or something. So that thing's been up on YouTube for years. So, I finally finished it. I was just like, you know what I should do? Why don't we just finish this thing and actually I'll make it a song, as opposed to just a jam piece. So an intro. So we use it as an intro, and then it's a whole song now.
But I suppose that having Black Vatican 24/7 available inside your house, it's kind of handy as well, isn't it?
Yeah. But I don't live in there like Prince, where I'm just constantly recording songs. Usually when we tracked about 30 songs when we got into this session, because I think, if you ask any musician, you put them in a studio and they it's just a breeding ground for inspiration and songs, because everything sounds great. And, you pick, whether you're jamming a heavy riff for a while and you get tired of the heavy stuff, and then you pick up an acoustic guitar and you start writing on that, or you sit behind a piano, it inspires you to write a different way as well. So, so like it's an implosion of writing and inspiration. And then after that, I just like to, if I write something while I'm on the road or something like that, a riff that I get inspired, I'll just record it on my phone or whatever. But I don't like go up to the studio every day and track all these songs and write lyrics. And usually I just do it right there when we do it. And then that's that.
Yeah. And you mentioned No More Tears. Today is, we're recording this interview on the 17th of September. It marks the anniversary of the 30th anniversary of this fantastic album. When you were playing with Ozzy, how did you choose the songs that would be Ozzy's or Black Label's? And didn't the boss get mad whenever he listened to Black Label Society's albums and thought, that's such a great song, why didn't you use, on my album?
Because people have asked, they just go, well, Zakk, how come you're not writing songs with Ozzy? Like years ago, Oz was just like, Zakk, I don't want to be the lead singer in Black Label Society. Like if I was writing riffs or whatever, so I completely understand it, because Oz is like, Zakk, you're your own guy now. You know what I mean? So, that's the reason why, so I completely understand that. So, but like I said, Oz knows I'm always here for him. I'm a phone call away and I always got his back, and whatever he needs, I'm here for him. So, and actually he's having surgery done today. So, I talked with him last night, I just told him, knock this thing out so we can have them glue you back together so we can get you back out on the road so you can keep doing what you love doing.
It's great to hear that, man. We're all wishing Ozzy the best, always the very best.
Totally.
About your some amazing experiences you had outside of music, what was the funniest thing to do? Being an actor on Rockstar, being a cartoon character on Adult Swim, or a playable character on a video game?
No, they're all good, man. Because they're all hilarious. So, like I said, the Rockstar movie, I had a blast doing that. Jen and Mark's all great people. And then obviously the Adult Swim thing. When I saw that thing, it was friggin' hilarious. When I saw the finished thing, so and the video game stuff, that was friggin' hilarious too. So no, it's all good, man, without a doubt.
So in your music career, you had so many highlights. No More Tears, 30-year anniversary. We just spoke about that. But also, what do you have in mind, like the very special moments, or they're all special to you? Like Moscow Peace Festival in 1989, I suppose was one of the important moments in your career, right?
Oh yeah, it's all of it's great. Down to the point where I remember when we were playing in England, we were playing like at the garage, and like the small club packed with a ton of people when we first started out until we got to the Royal Albert Hall. You know what I mean? To me, it's, the joys in the journey. Like you could barely bench 135 and then you finally get to 315. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's all the steps along the way. You know what I mean? So, just like playing guitar when I first started, and then you're just doing your finger exercises, and then when I could finally play like Back in Black, the lick to Back in Black, I was like, oh my God, I could play, so that was a major breakthrough, you know what I mean? And that helps you get to where you got to go. So I've always enjoyed the process, you know what I mean? So of the whole thing. So it's just, like I said, and then obviously you have the memorable moments along the way, you know what I mean? So like I said, the Moscow Peace Festival, the first show I ever did with Ozzy in an arena was in Pensacola, Florida. So I always remember that. And when the lights went down, it was like, oh my God, this is like the coolest thing ever. So, that, and, all the festivals along the way, and all the experiences I've had with Black Label, with Pride and Glory, and then the Book of Shadows stuff, doing shows with that. So, and I, like I said, I love the process and the whole journey, man. I'm truly blessed.
You're a really humble man, and you have the right attitude. And on this album, you share so many solos with Father Lorena, and it seems like almost like you're a generous man to share, the stage with so many people and give the spotlight to your bandmates. Is it difficult for the ego not to get on the way on this business?
Well, the whole thing is this is all by design, because what I want to do is eventually move Dario over to lead vocals and guitar and get another guitar player. I kick myself out of the band, and then I manage the band, and I steal all their publishing. I steal all their I steal all their merch rights, and I steal everything, and I take, a massive percentage of their touring money, and I just put them out on the road, and me and you make all the money while we sit at home.
No, man, but I will miss you on stage. I want to see you play, man. Nobody plays guitar like you.
Then I'm going to change my name to Dr. Evil. So that's what I'm going to do. That's the game plan.
Or maybe to Jen Simmons or something.
You're terrible. No, you don't want Uncle Gene, because then the band will know they're getting ripped off.
Fair enough.
You don't want him like Uncle Gene, because Uncle Gene's too, he's too educated and he's too smart, so you can't rip him off.
Okay.
So you don't want him acting like Uncle Gene. You know what I mean? So, Man, you don't want him being too smart. You know what I mean?
No, let's leave it to Gene. Man, in the past 33 years, you did all these, this is the 11th studio album with Black Label Society, a lot of albums with Ozzy, the solo albums, Pride and Glory, Zakk Sabbath, all the live stuff, the tourings, guest appearances. How do you do it, man? How many hours does your day have?
Well, no, but I mean, my whole thing is, I'm doing what I love. And that's what, because people are like, hey, Zakk, you got any advice for my son or my daughter? They're doing, I go, yeah, whatever it is you love doing, that's what you should be doing. Whatever you have passion for. I mean, that's just go all in, man. And that's what you should be doing. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I'm truly blessed. I mean, in regards that, when we're doing Black Label or if I'm playing with the Boss and then the Zakk Sabbath and then Generation X rolling with the fellas, with Nuno and Steve and Yngwie and Tosin, and then doing Experience Hendrix and stuff. I love doing all of it. So it's great.
And the Randy Rhoads tribute and so many projects you have there are amazing. And you play guitar, sing, and play piano. I mean, do you still practice guitar or study? Is it something that you still like to do, or you already had enough of that?
No. I love playing all the time, man. And then if there's something, you hear other players that you love that inspire you, whether I'm listening to Pat Martino or Steve Morse or Scott Henderson or Frank Marino and all the guys I love, you still get inspired. You know what I mean? And if you want to learn something, you just apply yourself and you learn it. You know what I mean?
Is there any dream you're still pursuing?
Yes, there's several dreams. I'm hoping to get to second base with my wife, with Barbara Ann. We have 4 children. I have no idea how they got here, but I mean, I'm hoping one day to get to second base. That's the goal, right? That's the dream.
That's great, man. Is there any chance of a Pride and Joy reunion at some point?
Yeah, you never know. I mean, you never say never. I'm still friends with all the guys, with JMO and Brian and stuff like that. So, yeah, and I mean, JD was playing in Pride and Glory. So, yeah, you never say never. I mean, if we want to fire the Pride and Glory machine up again, then we just do it. It's
unreal. And I don't know if you probably won't remember this, but a few years ago, I met you in LA at the Wiltern. You're watching we're both watching a Travis show, the Scottish band. I bumped into you. I had just interviewed you a couple of weeks before, and you remember you're very nice. Is there any, you like a lot of stuff outside of the rock and metal world, or just, just there because of your wife?
No. I love Travis. I love all those guys, Keane. I mean, like all, that British wave of that music. I love it. Coldplay, I think is amazing. And I love all that stuff. So, I mean, I listen to everything, because somebody said, oh, what's your guilty pleasure of music? I go,
no guilty pleasure. No,
if it's good, I listen to it. I mean, I listen to everything from John Mahavishnu Orchestra. I'll listen to Keane. I'll listen to Travis. I'll listen to, anything. Sam Cooke. Then I'll put on Frank Marino, Mahogany Rush. Then I'll put on, you listen to Uncle Dime over there. Put some Dime Bag on. But I mean, like anything. It doesn't. I'll listen to Flock of Seagulls. I'll listen to Crowded House. I'll listen to Yacht Rock. I love Yacht Rock. I mean, it's all good, man.
No prejudice. And I suppose that helps you on your creative side as well, when you have a lot of inspirations and a lot of you absorb a lot of
because I think with all musicians, I mean, what you listen to and the music you love is what's going to come out of you. You know what I mean? So it's just like, like with the Green Day guys, it's their love of the Clash, the Sex Pistols, and the Beatles, and all these things that they listen to, and it comes out in their music. Guns N' Roses, they love early Aerosmith, the Stones, the punk rock stuff, and like all that stuff with attitude and everything. So, I think it's a matter of all the music you love that inspires you. You know what I mean? So it's just, I think that's the case with all musicians. But yeah, it just, but I listen to everything. Like I said, when I'm walking the dogs, I'll listen to Alan Holdsworth, then I'll put some Elton John on, and then I'll put some Yacht Rock on. I'll listen to it all.
That's great. And what do you like to do when you're not involved with music? I mean, can you give us any tips of films or series you've been watching, or what else do you do on your spare time?
Well, I'm trying to think. Like usually when I'm at night, me and the immortal beloved, me and Barbara watch. I'll either watch Seinfeld or Simpsons or something before I like pass out. But but the whole thing is, if we're going to watch a show, me and my wife just watched recently, I guess it's Netflix stuff. I guess the one that was actually pretty interesting. That was really good. And then we watched another one called The Serpent, and that was true story. Yeah, that was like, wow. So that one was really good. So I just, but yeah, aside of that, I just do more of what I love when I'm home. I lift weights and then, walk the dogs and then just, play, write or whatever. And like right now, obviously we're getting ready for the tour. So I'm going to be going, we're working up a whole new set list. We got Paul Abdul coming in to work on dance moves and everything like that. So yeah, it's going to be, dancing and singing. It takes a lot out of you, man. I'm doing a lot of cardio, getting ready for this thing. So, you want it to be good.
When you traveled the world before the pandemic, were you a kind of person that were you interested in doing some tourism, having a look around, or did you stay more concentrated in your room?
No, sometimes, if we can go somewhere and check it out, if we're like, oh man, I want to go check this out or whatever, if we have a day off or something, maybe we'll go, you know what I mean? But a lot of times when we're rolling, a lot of times days off are a travel day. So it's really not a day off, so, but if there's time afforded and we can actually go see something, that's just like, oh, dude, we got to go check this out. So yeah, for sure. I'll go check it out just for history's sake. You know what I mean?
Of course. Do you have any special memories from your visits to Brazil?
Yes, we try to hit as many awesome Brazilian steakhouses as possible. That's priority number one. I look forward to it every time we go down there. We go in and we make sure they gotta take us out in a stretcher. So yeah, that's it. You know what I mean?
And the waiters probably say, "That's him again. Lock the doors."
Well, that's the reason why we got to keep doing shows to pay for the bill. It's pretty hefty. We go in standing up, we go out on a stretcher. So that's it.
Man, I know you're doing a lot of interviews today before the album is released and stuff. How can you cope with it? Is it what's the question that you can't stand answering anymore? What is the most boring question that people do apart from this one I'm doing now?
Why is your wife still with you? And when are the drugs going to wear off so she realizes what she's actually gotten herself involved in? That's why I keep her heavily sedated, either that or chained in the basement. She doesn't know.
What is the question that
but she's happy all the time and she's smiling. That's all that matters.
And what's the question you never answer that you always thought that, why don't people ask me that?
No. Well, one is, why does Ozzy put you on records? And how long is it going to be before Black Label kicks you out of the band? I get asked that all the time. It's kind of upsetting, but I just deal with it,
Dome Crew Inc., man, coming up on 26th of November, the 11th studio album of one of the greatest bands. We have to be thankful for Zakk Wylde and Black Label Society. I have to thank you every day for the music you make, man.
I appreciate it, brother.
My pleasure, man. I know I listened to the album about 3 or 4 times before talking to you, and it's amazing. And I notice you have a little influenced by Black Sabbath sometimes on the riffs and on everything.
I've heard of them, you know what I mean? Because people say, Zakk, where'd you get the idea, the inspiration for this riff or that riff or whatever? And I go, well, no, I go down to, I get a lot of my riffs from there. I go to the Lord Iommi garage sale. He has a garage sale set up right in his driveway at his house in his garage. And I'm like, excuse me, that riff right behind that plate over there? And he goes, yes. I go, what's that from? And he's like, oh, this riff is from 1973. I go, how much you want for that? And he's like, $8. I go, here's $10. Keep the change. So, and I get pretty much the majority of my riffs from the Lord Iommi garage sale. It's great. There's a lot of great things you can find there.
How boring would a world without Black Sabbath how boring would that be?
It'd be terrible. Put it this way. when I listened to, We Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll, I listened to it. I was Catholic when I started listening to it. And by the middle of the album, I became a full-blown Satanist. Then at the end of the record, I converted back to Catholicism just so I could thank God for creating Black Sabbath. So there you go.
Yeah, perfect, man. Perfect. Yeah, I saw this. I know you're very active on socials. I saw this meme saying there are people that don't like Black Sabbath. They also known as morons.
That's pretty. I think everybody agrees with that one.
That's great, man. It's great to talk to you. I'd like to know how was not a very happy question, but how sad is the world without Eddie Van Halen?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, somebody else also said a thing. It was like, man, think about not only that, but just think about how blessed we are that we had him as long as we did. You know what I mean? Which is really the truth. You know what I mean? I mean, pretty much. Think about it. If Ed, let alone the first two records, even after the first album, if he would have retired or quit after that, he already changed the game. So, I mean, we were blessed with that, let alone his whole body of work. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it definitely sucks without King Edward here, but I just thank the good Lord what this insane body of work he left us with, though. That we're all fortunate that we lived when he was here, that we're on the planet when he existed.
Exactly. We shared the planet with Eddie Van Halen for many years. And did you meet him? Did you play? Did he see you playing? Did you ever meet him?
I was friends with Ed, you know what I mean? So, he's just, and great guy and just, sweetheart, man. So it's just mind blowing. And, like I said, it was just a really sad day when Ed passed away, but like I said, I just thank the good Lord for all the, for all that he was able to give.
Yeah. I'm really happy that his kid is doing a fantastic job. Wolfgang, he's doing, he just recorded his album, played all instruments, produced the album. Now he's touring with Guns N' Roses. Fantastic kid.
Wolf's doing awesome, man, without a doubt. It's great. Eddie's smiling down on him for sure, without a doubt, man.
Fantastic. Zakk Wylde, I have to thank you, man, again for being so funny and nice and such a great person, great to chat with. Every time I interviewed you, you're the same. The music, it's another chapter, man. Please never stop. We need you. We need your band. We need your concerts. We need your albums. Please don't leave us. Don't stop playing. Don't retire.
Thank you, my brother.
As long as you can.
I'll keep playing. I'll keep playing as long as until JD and the fellas kick me out of the band. Then there's nothing I can do about that.
Man, I've seen you guys live many times, and your concert it's a life-changing experience, man. It's just funny. You don't know where to look because the whole band, it's great, but once you start soloing, it's just like God awesome, exists. Man. We go. I became Catholic again.
There you go.
Zakk Wylde, mate, you're the best. Keep up with the great work. Doom
right
Crew Inc. 26th of November. I'm lucky enough. I already heard it, but
all right,
time goes awesome, fast.
My brother. Cheers, brother.
Cheers,
talk
man.
to you in a bit. Great talking to you, man.
Cheers.
Bye, brother.
Bye.